When we took the break, we had spoken about the question was, what made you warn Dr. Parker, right? And do you remember answering about what did? Let me ask you that. What made you warn?
Your Honor, I don't object. There's been no testimony. I believe you just said warn Dr. Parker. There's been no testimony of that nature.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Judge. Let me withdraw that. That's correct. I need to rephrase that question. It's correct about that. The question was, at some point later, do you tell Mrs. Werner to keep an eye on JT? Did you?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened to make you give that warning to Mrs. Werner?
So the girls had reported to me, had come up to me as I was passing right after they came in to say that he had a gun in the bag. And I went into that room with the children and to him to try and see what he would say, to see if I could help and figure out what was going on, because him and I had a good relationship due to the modified schedule.
Okay. And without telling us what you or he said, did you, at that stage, get any information about a gun out of him?
I told him the rules of school, that we cannot have any guns in school, we cannot have any type of weapon in school, and I asked him if he had a gun in the bag.
Okay.
And then we went on with the lesson. He was acting very weird that day, out of character, balled up. I just sat quietly by him. His bag was by him. I said, give me that bag. He said, no one is going to touch that bag, which was very out of character. He also was talking about one of his friends at the time, Omar.
You're not. Here's the objections to what you testified as far as what JT said.
So sustained game is kind of a narrative. Can you ask another question?
I can. Thank you, Judge. After you had observed these things with JT, did you talk to Dr. Parker?
Not at that moment.
Okay. What did you do as a result of what you observed?
So what I observed is it was time for them to do their assignment. And so JT asked for some school supplies. So I went up to Ms. Warner and I said, he needs these school supplies. And I asked her when recess was, that I would be back when recess was, and I was going to check that bag.
I see. At that point, did you go and speak with Dr. Parker?
Yes, I did. At that point, I left the room right away and went to Dr. Parker's office, and I reported.
Hold on just a minute. At the time that you go to Dr. Parker's office, do you know what Ms. Werner's class was going to do?
They were going to head to recess.
Okay. And when you went to Dr. Parker's office, what did you tell Dr. Parker?
I'm going to object hearsay. I believe it's going to be a statement that's going to be offered for its truth.
Response.
Absolutely not. It's being offered for the fact that Dr. Parker was given the warning, not for whether the warning itself is true. It's not being offered to show that there is a gun. It's being offered to show that Dr. Parker was told there was a gun.
Mr. Rogers, anything further?
Again, the truth that there was, I guess what he's saying, there was notice. That's a very important fact issue in the trial. So it's offered for the truth of there was a warning.
Mr. Jenkins.
I am offering it for the truth that there was a warning. I mean, absolutely. But I'm not offering it to prove there was a gun. And also, Judge, it's a present sense impression. If the court were to find that it's hearsay, which I certainly would argue that it is not, it's also a present sense impression. It's an excited utterance for that matter. It's not offered to prove the fact that there was a gun. It's offered to prove that she was told there was a gun.
Let's pull up the hearsay rules.
Judge, if I could direct the court to a particular rule and section,
You may.
2801, subsection C, which reads, hearsay is a statement other than one made by the declarant while testifying at trial or hearing that is offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. So this does not meet the definition of hearsay for two reasons. First, we are not offering it to prove the truth of the matter asserted. And second, the declarant is testifying at the trial. The declarant in this case is Ms. Kovac.
And response from defense.
Your Honor, I'll say the rule. Hearsay is a statement other than one made by the declarant while testifying at trial. Anything that was said outside of her statement on the stand is a statement other than while testifying at trial. So if she said something to Dr. Parker that's other than while testifying at trial, she can testify as to what she observed, but she cannot testify as to something that she said to somebody else.
So the court's ruling is that it is admissible. There is an exception to hearsay, not only under Rule 2:801, but under Rule, because it's hearsay within hearsay, is what the children told her that she then relays to somebody else. So under 2:805, hearsay within hearsay, it's not excluded if each part of the statement can come in under another exception. So the children's statement comes in under the excited utterance, so therefore it can come in as hearsay within hearsay. So I will overrule the objection, which means to the jury you can consider the response. Repeat your question, Mr. James.
Very simply, what did you say to Dr. Parker?
I went to Dr. Parker and I told her that two girls came to me and said that JT had a gun in the bag. And I told her that, that's what I told her, that I was warned that he had a gun in the bag. I told her what I did in the classroom, that I sat in the classroom with him, that he was acting very weird that day, out of character.
Okay, and so you relayed that information to her. Ultimately, was there a discussion about any additional action that would take place related to the bag?
I told her that when they go to recess, that I was going to go back and check the bag.
Okay, did Dr. Parker respond to that?
She had just acknowledged it with like a nod.
Okay. All right. So, what did you go check the bag?
At that point, I left. We were doing makeup state testing, so I went to my office, which is past Ms. Warner's room. And Ms. Warner had texted me at that point.
Okay, I'm gonna have you hold off right there.
Okay.
So just jump with
So
me.
I went-
Okay. Did you at some point go to the room?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
what
So
did
I
you do?
went- When they were at recess, I went back to the room. I checked his bag. Inside his bag was a puzzle, a math book, a little coin token, and then a calculator in the front pocket.
Okay. And what happened next?
After I checked the bag, I went back to Dr. Parker's office to let her know that I checked that bag. I told her the same items that were in the bag that I had seen.
Okay. And what did you do next?
After that, I went back and I went back outside to Abby and the class that was outside at recess.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. While you're outside at recess, without saying what anyone said, were there discussions among the teachers?
There was only her outside with her class at that time, and then I came outside at that time.
Did you and Abby talk?
Yes.
And had you and Miss Werner, again, without saying what the content was, had you and Miss Werner also communicated by text message?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as a result of those communications, again, it doesn't matter what was said, What did you do next?
So, again, from the result of the text,
Mm-hmm.
I then went and checked the bag. I then went and reported a second time to Dr. Parker. Then I went outside to speak to Abby to see if he would come to me because of what she had said in the text. So he was behind the rock wall, did not come to me. And then I told her again,
But wait, you told who?
I told Abby,
Okay. Are there two conversations with Dr. Parker?
there were technically, there were 2 times I reported, and then 1 time I was in the office, and then Dr. Parker had told me that I could tell Abby an action to do if he misbehaved.
Okay. What prompted the first time you talked to Dr. Parker briefly?
The report of the gun,
From the girls?
correct.
Okay. Briefly, what prompted the second time you talked to Dr. Parker?
The message that I received.
Understood. In the second conversation with Dr. Parker, what did you advise her of?
I advised her that the weapon in discussion was now in his jacket pocket.
And that was your belief?
That was my belief.
Okay. You mentioned that you had been at recess. At recess, did you have an opportunity to see JT?
I did not.
Okay. According to your understanding at the time, what was the protocol for teachers or faculty members to follow when they believed there was some sort of crisis developing?
According to the Richneck handbook, we were to report to our administrators.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Hearsay, talking about something in the handbook, it's being offered for truth.
Response.
Your Honor, I just asked if she knew it, and it is knowledge that she had. She's not reading from anything. She doesn't have the handbook, so she's just saying that she has that knowledge of the policy.
I'll allow Aaron to overrule.